Everyday Design Decoded.
Rice cookers, the physics of perfect rice.
I have burned toast in a fancy smart oven. I've dried out chicken in a digital air fryer, but I have never, not once, messed up rice in that cheap $20 cooker with the single switch. How does it know? It doesn't even have a timer.
It is surprisingly consistent. And you're right, there is no timer. In fact, on Everyday Design Decoded, we usually talk about intentional engineering. But this machine relies on something much older. It relies on a fundamental law of physics.
A law of physics? I assumed there was a moisture sensor or a little humidity chip hidden in the bottom.
No chips, no sensors. The genius is that the machine doesn't measure time. It measures a phase change. Think about boiling water. Do you remember what happens to the temperature of water when it boils?
It hits 100 degrees Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit.
Exactly. But here is the critical part. As long as there is liquid water in that pot, the temperature cannot go above 100 degrees. The energy goes into turning the water into steam, not making the water hotter. It hits a ceiling.
Okay, so the rice and water sit there bubbling at exactly 100 degrees.
Correct. Until the rice absorbs the last drop of liquid. The moment the water is gone, that temperature ceiling disappears. The heat has nowhere to go but into the pot itself. The temperature spikes immediately.
So the machine just waits for the spike. But wait, you said no electronics. How does a plastic switch feel a temperature spike without a sensor?
That is where the magnet comes in. Inside the heating plate, there's a permanent magnet and a special magnetic alloy middle. When you push the lever down to cook, you are mechanically pushing that magnet up against the metal, and it sticks. That holds the circuit closed and the heat on.
It's just stuck there by magnetism. Okay.
But magnets have a weakness: heat. In the 19th century, Pierre Curie discovered that ferromagnetic materials lose their magnetism at a specific temperature. We call it the Curie point.
Whoa. So if you get a magnet hot enough, it just stops working?
Instantly. It's like a light switch. The engineers chose an alloy with a Curie point just above 100 degrees. So the water boils, the temp holds steady, the magnet holds on, but the second the water runs out,
The temperature spikes past 100 degrees, and the magnet loses its grip. Gravity and a spring snap the lever down, turning off the heat. It literally physically let go of the cooking process the moment the food was done. That is wild. A rock, knowing when dinner is ready, is smarter than my computer.
Ignite your muse with drops of inspiration. Search Musedrops.